gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
It's 9:06. It's 9:06, ladies and gentlemen. 9:06 on a Sunday night. Welcome to this edition of the X-Fan Show. It's our special edition on Sunday night, the A-Train, Arlington Lane. One hell of a week we just had.
The chaos has begun.
Hey, so with the loss, DC clinches a playoff spot. That just wrapped up thanks to a 4th and 15 that was not converted by the Seattle Sea Dragons. The Nooch, his boy, did not get the dub. And so he has to sit there and take crow. And that also means the mayor lost his bet with me too.
Ooh,
that's what that means.
You're right.
So I get double. I'm getting double for this one.
You are absolutely
You both
right.
are losers. You both are losers this night, tonight.
The mayor is definitely a wet loser because he is in the stadium. I mean, Arlington. I mean, where do we even begin with this week?
You know what?
I mean,
we might go all night. I don't know. But
look, we were just like, we were talking, watching the games, and we're like, you know, raising Rhino raid. Okay. All right. Whatever that means. But like we were talking, we're like, dude, we should really do a special show tonight if everything goes the way we think it might go, right?
We could have had 3 overtime games. Hey, but okay, I got to talk about this game that we just watched, right?
Okay.
There was a moment in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It was right after they scored. It was 34-33. DiNucci is asking Haslett, why are we not going for one?
Yes.
And a part of me wants to sit and say Haslett was going for the win. He did not want overtime. He did not want overtime. He was going for the win. I want a guy like DiNucci to respect that.
Yes.
I wanted him to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't. And that is my issue with Ben DiNucci. And I'm sick of the hot, hot, that's how he sounds. Like, dude. And it just showcased right there that your behind is literally behind. Now you have to fight for a spot to get back in the playoff run. Because now you're Seattle's sitting at 2 games behind the DC Defenders. DC just got their playoff spot, which means for Battlehawks fans, you should be happy at least tonight that you now have 2nd place.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel sorry for Mr. Robert Rankin for the simple fact that the Brahmas stunk like the high horn. They stunk it up. They really stunk it up.
They did suck it up, did they not?
They were terrible. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what? I applaud Jack Cone for coming back, making the comeback tonight. I understand your pain, Leonardo, especially for the 11,000 that showed up for an Easter Sunday game that was literally.
Well, here you go. I mean, Ryan Murphy. Ryan Murphy says that Defenders in Seattle game was insane. I mean, it really was. If you,
that was.
I mean, listen. If you really look at this weekend in football, right? It was just nuts. I mean, what more? I mean, look, we need to give the entire weekend a round of applause because this week 8 really showed out to be a very good week of football, other than one game. It's beside the point. We won't talk about.
Are we talking about the one that we just watched?
No. The
What? No,
the Saturday night game.
Listen. I will even to that. That was a close game. It still was a 2-point. It was a 2-point game for it to be as bad as it was. Mm-hmm. It still was a 2-point game. So every game was close, right? 2 games go to overtime, and
thank you. Here you go. Right, Rising Rhino says showing support for our other streamers. Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. We do. Leo says right here, F you, week 8. Mike says, too bad EC. Listen, you're right, it was. But
it is too bad. But at the same time, I hope everybody got a chance to enjoy it. I know social media was a buzz when it came to this game in particular, that this was the fight, despite the fact, well, whoever you were fanning for, this was a terrific week of football. A terrific week of football here.
Well, thank you for sending some more fans our way. It's about the fans. It's about supporting everybody who does this kind of stuff. So,
but the chaos is terrific.
Oh my God!
I wanted the chaos.
Like, I mean, like, where do we go? I mean, look, now we have 2 teams eliminated. Vegas in Orlando completely eliminated. The funny thing is San Antonio is still in this.
By the skin of their chinny chin. They're still alive.
And then the Renegades. I am an agent of the chaos. You're right. Let's tear it all up together. Okay, fine. We've had mostly good football in April, so it's a happy time. You're right. And I mean, you really think about this. The South is still kind of wide open.
Really. Yeah, even though Houston
2 weeks left.
Even though Houston has a playoff spot because they have pretty much beat their entire division. I think they have one more game left, and that is at the end of the season.
Yeah, it was 11. It was just over 11,000. Just
about
over 11,000. And it was and it was pouring rain in Seattle for a lot of the games and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Put that comment from Flame Wingman right there. Mm-hmm. Hines Woods, you're gonna have to let Juwan Pass play the rest of the way because Cone is just bad and doesn't fit that offense.
Does Juwan Pass fit that one?
That's the problem. Juwan Pass, is he ready for that? I get it, but they still have a fighting chance, even though it's a long shot. To still get in the playoffs, you got to get 2 defeats. Because don't forget, the DC Defenders got to face.
Wrong, Rob. We only had 35,000 there at this game, but we're going to talk about that.
We're gonna get that. We're gonna get to that in a second.
St. Louis could do. It's all you guys just got to show out for the next 2 weeks. There's something.
And yours is. We'll get to that in a second. I promise.
You're right. Yeah.
Yes, Linda Stark, go XFL. That's what it's about, baby. Thank you. And listen.
This is about the league. This show, the X Fan Show, we are the video cast that puts the X on all the other podcasts. We are strictly about the league. We are about the league. And we are here to help the league grow, And listen, Raising Rhino, thank you for joining us. Leo and the Smoking Guns guys, thank you guys for joining us. It's about helping this league grow and getting more people and more eyes on this product is what it is. And because if you're not an XFL fan after this week and the week before, you're an idiot, and you should be. Because it's just that good. It's been that good.
You should be an XFL fan no matter what. No
Yeah.
matter what.
Exactly. Yes, right here. And look, right here. What right here it says each week the quality of play has improved. You're absolutely right. You know, the others 3,000 was at Mascots in St. Peter's. LOL. Hey, that's a good one. Yeah, like right here, look. I mean, if you've missed the games this weekend, then you don't love football. You're absolutely correct. Because I mean, I don't look right here. Ryan, he says that he wants the XFL to succeed beyond all belief. This year has been phenomenal. Has there been some things that could have done better for the XFL? Sure, there could have been, but that's for another show when we do our year in review shows. We'll talk about that. But right now,
it's all about week 8. Everything
we've had great football. We've had great football this week. I mean, it really was.
We had 2 overtime games, something that the XFL hadn't seen in its brief history.
Here you go. Look, right here. Steve says, I'm not just a Defenders fan. I'm an XFL fan. Look at my studio. Look, I'm in St. Louis. That's my team. That's my second favorite fan base. My second favorite fan base. This team has my favorite player, Ben DiNucci. This team, as everybody likes to say, has my man crush, Jordan Ta'amu, who has been just tearing it up for the last.
Who was killer tonight? Oh yeah. My goodness!
I got my Vipers hat, Sea Dragons hat, everything. This is about the XFL, man, and I mean, or at least I honestly I don't even know where to start. I just feel like we're rambling on because.
But
where do we even start at? All right, take over, Arlington.
I'll put it like this. The very first game of the weekend was, of course, Vegas versus St. Louis. It featured the very first action of Nick Tiano, and it featured the very first overtime game, and it was magnificent and dirty. It didn't have your 88 players that you always wanted, but guess what? But you can still sit there and say that you enjoyed every minute of that overtime, especially how you have to be very creative on even, being out from 5 yards out and making a play to score. Now, I will say this, Battlehawks fans may not be happy with me, but those 2 plays.
Thank you, Linda. Take care of yourself.
Those 2 plays, thanks, Linda. Those 2 plays where Vegas was called for, there was an OPI, and then there was another weird play that happened that was against Vegas. I really don't think they should have, called that against them. That's just me personally. And unfortunately, the Battlehawks were able to take advantage of that. And they got the overtime win. Special shout out to Nick Tiano if he tunes in, if anybody from the league tunes in. Special shout out to Nick Tiano. I know Dirty was giving AJ McCarron a whole lot of crap because he expected.
Bench AJ McCarron. Nick Tiano, the new starter for the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Hey, wait. I see the tweet say Nick Tiano for president. Wait a minute. Excuse me. Let's hold the phone here. Granted, and a lot of people were thinking, like, what was wrong with AJ McCarron? Remember, against Houston.
Listen,
let me say this.
AJ McCarron took off because of Easter weekend.
Yeah, you know what? Shut your mouth. Back to what I was saying. AJ McCarron was out because he had got a concussion back in that game against the Houston Roughnecks. Out. All right. And everybody was like, well, why he didn't make the trip? Coach Beck said no. Coach Beck said no. He's not making the trip. So you had to respect what Coach Beck was thinking about. And he was like, I'm going to trust in Nick Tiano. And that's as much as I want to say that this year, even in the 2 losses, Coach Beck got big balls. Big cojones. Very big cojones with this. And he trusted in a guy that didn't get a lot of action, and they got the dub. And the way that game was looking, it looked like Vegas was about to take off and spoil the party for the Battlehawks, ruining all their chances to getting into the playoffs, because the Battlehawks going in knew that they had to win just to make sure that they were within distance of making the North Division Championship. Okay, so that was the key.
Right here. Here's an interesting thing. If the money could be the same for XFL players as the NFL, I bet they would choose the XFL.
Facts.
I believe
Facts. Here's my thing with that. This all goes to the front office, and this also goes to you and I, the fans.
Mm-hmm.
We got to make this work, even with the teams that are not doing so high. If you want this to be seen and dirty, can I take you back to 3 years ago? Remember what I said 3 years ago?
You really want to go back 3 years ago when Dirty was a lot meaner on the air to people?
But listen, no, let me go back to 3 years ago. I said to everybody back then that this league should be separate from the NFL.
Correct.
Build your own stars. And I'm going to say it again. I don't give a damn if it is considered minor football. Build your own stars. Look at what you're seeing here. Look at what you're seeing. You're seeing, and we knew this already, Dirty, that as the weeks grew, the game was going to be better. The game was going to be more exciting. It was all about the game. That's all that really mattered. Even if the fans did not show up for those games, it was all about the game.
Well, if you remember, Arlington, when they announced the league was coming back, right? We had said, guys, they're not worried about the attendance in the fan and the attendance. They're not worried about it. They're worried about the TV product. They're worried about the ratings right now.
And the game.
Because they saw what happened with the USFL, and that's how they based their models. The only difference they did is put their teams in their home cities. It's the only difference. The only difference, if you look, because technically the XFL isn't a bubble. It's all in one city. Everything is operating out of one city. The only difference is they have their teams play in their own home cities. That's it. The only difference. So when people are sitting here talking about the attendance and talking with this and talking about that, right? I mean, yes, I agree.
That's the $1 million question. How do we keep the stars from leaving for their shot in the NFL? But you have to remember what Danny and The Rock all put out, that they were trying to help these guys get to the next level.
You see what Scott says right here? Scott, I'm going to explain how you do it as a St. Louis fan. Then we need to, as St. Louis fans, we need to quit going on the other pages and bullying the other pages. We need to reach out to those fan bases, talk to those fan bases, embrace those fan bases.
At least for now.
Exactly. For now, we need to stop talking about this whole the Viper stand to poop thing. That's ridiculous. We need to get over that. Oh crap! Look who's here, Arlene.
You got the laughing hyena in?
Yeah. Look. Well, it's not. No, it's no more. It's no longer the hyena, because of this man right here, Enoch, the Ball Hawk 1, who says that I have a point. Who she did his makeup. He has dubbed her now the Queen Hyena. So it is the Queen Hyena.
Hey,
look happy with us at all. She's mad at us.
Hey, listen, Amanda, I'm sorry up front. I'm saying it publicly on the show that
you're lucky I don't have a voice. Otherwise,
when you called me earlier, I'm watching the games because I knew what you didn't know was we were doing this show tonight.
I know. Why does she have to bother? Okay, why do you have to bother us when we're watching the games, Queen? Huh?
Why is it bothering? First of all, I have no voice. Otherwise, I really don't
Look. See, here you come on and everybody's like, "Hi, Amanda, the Queen." Look, see, everybody is right. But look, like Amanda, I'm gonna go to a point because Amanda, you've been to some other cities, with us and stuff. And Ryan says it right here. We need to stop mocking the other fan bases and help them build them. Look, Amanda, look here. Leo's saying, "Oh, Amanda, hi." Here he goes. Look, Robert's saying, "Don't encourage me." See, I can't keep up with the damn messages. Everybody keeps saying hi to Amanda.
Get over it. Sorry, the attention's not all on you right now.
Well, I'm trying to ask you a question, and you just keep blabbing your crackling mouth.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
You
Don't laugh at him.
it's a TikTok video. Arlington's getting ready to spit water everywhere. Amanda, you were in Arlington. You were in San Antonio. You were in DC. Like, how were you treated as a St. Louis fan? Because you were going there covering it for the X Fan Show, B Hawk Live. But like, how did people treat you?
Oh my God, like they were so nice to me. Like I can't even tell you how awesome it is to have like people come up to you that you don't even know to say hi. Like it's so cool. I recognize you. Like I'm not even gonna get emotional. I always do.
Oh, look what Leo says. Hi, Dirty. You look beautiful tonight. You feeling better? Yeah. See, like here,
You.
Ball Hawk here says Houston was great to me. I mean, yeah, guys. So it's St. Louis. If we want this to succeed, who cares that we're packing in 35,000+ people? It's we got to help the other cities grow. If you want this to keep going.
This
Oh,
is
here we
not
go.
a dog and pony show, people.
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So, Amanda, we're talking about week 8. Happy Easter to you and the family. We're talking about week 8.
Everyone.
The chaos is just absolutely crazy right now. See, like right here, look. Some of the Viper players stayed and visit with us Battlehawk fans after the game. That's what I'm saying, guys. They're making this about the fans.
And I want to say thanks to the fans too, because every time we're at the tailgate, everyone makes Dirty and I and my dad feel so comfortable, and it's so awesome.
I don't like any of them, Amanda. Why you talking for me?
Like I was literally in a truck dancing. this
Okay, yeah,
weekend.
we're not talking about, because Amanda literally almost got bounced out of a truck. We'll talk about that on
A little
Wednesday's
bit.
show. We'll talk about that on Wednesday's show.
Bracing myself.
Yeah, anyways. But Amanda, it's week 8. We were at the Dome, so since we have you on, we're not going to keep you on long because you don't really have much of a voice, right?
No, I really don't.
All right, and we're going to talk more about this on Wednesdays, but just explain the atmosphere that was at the Dome.
I mean, it was.
Look, Amanda, right here. They're already chiming in for you. The battle next.
Yay! You guys are amazing.
You'll give them all their praise on Wednesday, Amanda. At 8. What time on Wednesday?
At 8 o'clock.
There
And
you
they
go.
should come on at 8 o'clock. But we have other people coming on at 8 o'clock.
Amanda, get to the game.
You guys, it was better than opening day, like than the first day. I mean, we were like what 1,800 less than
35,000.
than the first game, and it was like louder at this one than it was that first one. It was crazy.
The building was shaking. The dome was shaking.
It was crazy.
Whoever this social media guy that was there at the game, he said it himself during the telecast. If you go back and watch Destroying.
Baby.
He said he could not hear anything that was being said because it was so loud. So imagine, let 60,000 go into this game against Seattle. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I really think they should if they know what's good for them. You need to go ahead and open it up, the entire dome up, because this is a big game that's coming up. Despite the fact Seattle lost, they still want to try to get into the playoffs. And so at this rate right now, that game should literally be, because it's the last game of the weekend of week 9. They should have it opened up. Go ahead and open it up. Because that last game against Orlando, I guarantee you, you'll be lucky if you do get 30,000 up in there, because it's an early morning game. So if the XFL, if you're watching this show right now, and I know y'all will keep tabs, open up the dome. Like what Coach Beck said in Houston, he's talking to moi. But my point is, you need to open up the dome. Open it up.
Was there some play called Moonshine?
Yes,
Yes.
that was tonight. Yeah,
Yes.
we're gonna talk about that on Wednesday.
I know we'll talk about it on Wednesday.
Because Amanda has a new favorite drink with the Battle-Necks. Amanda, tell everybody where they can watch our show, B Hawk Live at, and then we're gonna let you go because we need your voice for Wednesday because I am not going to sit with you for an hour and a half with you.
Wait, can you say that again? You just said you need the hyena's voice for Wednesday.
Unfortunately,
What you
yes.
just said.
I
Okay,
did
thank
say
you.
I need the Queen
Everyone
Hyena's
heard it. I
voice,
just had to hear that. Clear that up for everybody.
but I'm not
Anyway.
listening to it like this. So
I
tell
know.
everybody where they can find us
I'm
at
sorry, you
Wednesdays.
guys. Anyway, Wednesday, Behawk Live at 8 o'clock. Tune in, and I'll see you guys then.
But what page? What page, Amanda?
On the Expand Show page.
Okay, there you go. All right. Everybody say goodbye to the Queen Hyena. We're getting rid of her because her voice sounds like yeah. All right. Bye, Amanda. Now look,
Bye.
she feels better. She just lost her voice. You'll see
Yeah.
Amanda Wednesday. Bye, Amanda. We'll see you Wednesday.
Bye, guys.
Get some hot water. Hot water. Get some hot water. Hot water.
Peace out. Bye.
Yes.
Hey, Amanda.
Hey, get her out of here, man. She gonna keep laughing, man. Like for real.
And here goes Amanda. We're kicking Amanda off the show right now. Amanda sounds like she
Swallow gravel.
Sounds like she swallowed gravel. Appreciate you, Queen. She's trying to get back on, but she can't. But I'm gonna do the entire show Wednesday, Arlington, as Harry, as Dirty Harry. But
I hope not. I hope not, because I'm supposed to be joining.
We absolutely love Amanda. We adore Amanda.
We want to save her voice though
to our show. Sure. Yeah, we don't want her voice to be. Hey, if you guys want to join us, you see we put the links right up there. Scroll up, click on one of the links. Here's the links. Click on it. We'll get you guys on. You can say what you got to say about Week 8. All right, Arlington. What is this? Lois gave me some rum with honey for my voice. Supposedly that helps. I don't know. Okay. Yes, if you want to try that, go for it.
Hey, but I will have to say this. I have to go back to Vegas and the Battlehawks for the simple reason of this. Seeing the play of Jalen McClendon, and at times it looked like in the first half they were just going to dominate, and then the second half everything changed. Like the noise factor just kept getting louder and louder, and you can hear it on the telecast. Don't get me wrong.
Dirty, be nice to Amanda, but punch TJ Moe in the face. Jesus Christ. No, after Mason's interview tonight, I want to see him on your show. We would love that.
Oh, man. I hopefully we can get a chance to talk with Jordan, because he took a lot of hits for 4 touchdowns tonight.
Man, dude. Okay, speaking of Jordan, you guys have all.
But no, before we get to him, I gotta give a shot. Like again, back to Nick Tiana, like to take on that type of role when you need it. You're in a playoff race. And you had to go and make plays and make it happen. Then the helicopter for the 2-point conversion is probably one of the coolest things you'll see.
John Elway-esque.
Very much so. I mean, that was fantastic.
I mean, that place exploded when that happened.
Do we even do a show Tuesday? Are we doing a show Tuesday?
I mean, sure. I'm sure we probably will. I'm sure there's something else will come out. We'll have to do a show.
Probably.
But anyways, I mean, hey, listen. If you try to steal thunder, that's what happens.
You're using the wrong one. Oh, and shout out to Sterling Hofrichter. I got it right. I think I got it this time. Hey, man, nobody in that stadium saw that coming.
Dude,
nobody on the telecast saw that coming.
No, nobody saw that coming. And when they did that Arlington, like when that place shook, right? That place literally shook like it was 99 again. It literally shook like it was 1999 again.
Nobody
saw that. Nobody saw that coming.
When I say whoever made the play call, whether that was Coach Beck, Bruce Grakowski, whoever.
I bow to you.
That's ballsy. Like that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. When Coach Beck did the town hall.
Yeah.
When he did the town hall, he was showing, talking trash and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. He had to show me. And when I say in 8 games, he has shown me as a rookie head coach that he can do a job. he can do a great job if he want to continue on as a head coach. Now,
Uh-huh.
hopefully, he stays in the XFL to do it. But if he chose to go away, you have to go out to doing something college, NFL, or whatever. I think he can. But you can't utilize some of the rules that you would go elsewhere to do.
Exactly.
That's
it was
that's
funny.
that's the part that you gotta keep in mind.
Yeah, and it was funny with that game, right? After that game happened, I mean, we couldn't get out of the parking lot for a good 35, 40 minutes, dude. I'm watching the second game. I'm watching the Orlando and who did they play? Oh, the
Arlington.
Renegades.
They play
Arlington.
the Renegades.
The
Yeah.
Rent-A-Hawks in the parking lot on my phone because we couldn't get out of the parking lot. It was so crazy. And I mean, look, Luis Perez, I got to give Luis Perez a lot of credit for stepping in and really learning that playbook and really taking control of that game in Arlington. Now, it makes me wonder if he wasn't the right fit in Vegas.
Here's my thing with that. I believe that he could have worked with he can work with any team that you put him on.
See, like right here, Scott said, we missed the second and we stayed after and missed the second game. Yeah, I mean, it was 35, 40 minutes before we got out of the parking lot.
Yeah, and I feel for y'all, like every one of y'all, for real, that was at the game. But do you have the first overtime? You had the first punt return for a touchdown. You had
well, was it really a punt return touchdown? It was a fake.
Fake.
I had to make A-Train LOL after the TJ Moe comment.
Because I think Ryan knows something that I know, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. We'll probably do it after the show. But my man Paul said he had to get back to Wisconsin. It took a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's been traveling, folks. Like literally, that is a traveler. You know, and yes, Keelan, it had great memories. Great memories. It was and it was totally worth it, especially to watch it. You know, I wish I was there to see it, but it looked fantastic from a whole game standpoint, especially how the story was going. When it looked like the Battlehawks was just out of it and they made the comeback, and then y'all get off of Donnie Hagman's neck, please.
And I'm gonna talk about that on Wednesday. Remember who I said was going to be the most improved player in the XFL? Just
Come on,
remember.
Donnie.
I'll talk about it on Wednesday. Tune in Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
You know, here's Jimmy with our. I mean, look, and I mean Perez. Let's move on to that second game that I said wasn't all of that really good.
It still had a close battle.
But it still had a lot of drama. Again, the last few minutes of that game mattered, and that's what we've seen in these last. 2 weeks now is the last minutes of these games matter. Forget about the other 55 minutes of the game. Just tune into the last 5 minutes of the game.
It would definitely get his highest. It would definitely get his highest rating for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm gonna go back to with Luis Perez and what he did. He played a very, very well game. And looked like if he might have been in that right, Jimmy, he did. Perez did play well, and if it looked like he might have been in that Arlington system this whole time,
I don't think they have a record that they have.
I don't think so either. I really don't. I don't. I don't think they do. I think they're in first place.
If you look at how Arlington is its system, its offensive system, they look for a game manager at quarterback. They're not looking for somebody with an arm. They're not looking for somebody they just want to make sure they can move the ball down the field and make great throws when needed. And every now and again, they'll throw an air it out pass to see if it'll work. And then making sure that the running back is getting the ball. So just managing the game is what they have. And Luis Perez fits that bill. I'm kind of surprised that at the beginning, Bob Stoops didn't look at that from the get-go, you know.
Well, again, and we're going to talk about that, Arlington. Like we said, we're going to talk about about the players that have been assigned to teams and all of that stuff and where they're sitting at and where they're not at anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like here, I mean, prime example. I mean, let's look at Luis Perez in his 6 games that he's played, right? Okay. The dude has thrown over he's got 1,096 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
96 for 147 completions. He's averaging 7.5 yards attempt. He has 65.3 in completions, and he's 8 for 5, 8 touchdowns with 5 interceptions.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah, Joe, it was great seeing you. It was great having a conversation with you. I mean, listen, yeah, guys, and it was amazing. I know everybody's like, oh, Dirty, you talk so much trash on the Battlehawks and blah, blah, blah. No. I'm just a realist. I see how it is. I just want you guys to realize we're not the end-all, be-all team. We are a very good team, and we showed it yesterday with having our backup quarterback come in. And I'm going to talk about it more on Wednesday. But, yeah, we had our backup quarterback come in and win that game. And I knew that if he just stayed posed, we had a shot at winning that game. All he had to do was manage the clock, and that's exactly what he did. But with Perez, can you imagine if Perez might have been on another team, if he'd have been with the Renegades a lot sooner?
It may have been different.
He could have some better stats and everything.
You never know. But my thing is, I don't know. I don't know about all that, but yeah. But all I know, that's why you laugh. That's why you laughing now.
That's why I keep putting it up there.
I hate you so much for it.
All right. Maybe just a little trash talk.
But I would say,
look at Jimmy. Orlando will bring the Bombers back next week because their quarterback is junk.
Who is the quarterback for the San Antonio Brahmas? That's still a sight that needs to be seen here. At this point, it ain't Kurt Banker. It's not Reed Sinnett. It ain't Jawan Pass. Jack Cohn ain't doing so hot.
Right. Yeah.
So who's the guy in San Antonio?
And
I really think a couple of them guys need to come on back to the XFL for year 2, especially Jawan Pass. I think they need to come back again for year 2.
Here, Ronnie Brown saying it's hard to beat 3 teams in a row, upset DC in the playoffs, calling it.
I know a lot of people want to see the Battlehawks in the championship game, especially in St. Louis, because they want to see, think about it, AJ McCarron. But listen, do you know what that DC offense can do? Granted that they was in a dogfight. Granted they were in a dogfight again this week.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. I hate y'all. I hate the both of y'all so much right now.
So look, you want to talk about that the DC team? It is the number 1 defense, the number 1 offense, right? They have,
but it just showcased that they can be beaten.
That on any team can be beaten on a last-second play. That's true. Their defense hasn't been playing that well as of late, but it's still a well-coached defense. It's still the number 1 defense. You're right. The Noocher, baby. The Nooch. But Dirty is going to change. He's going to change his thing because...
Yeah, I know who he's about to pick, too. I know who his pick is.
In the last 4 games...
Somebody has been very smart at quarterback.
Not just very smart, but has put himself as the 4th best quarterback in the league.
Excuse me. He's moved up to number 3, maybe even number 2.
Not yet. No, by stats.
No. I'm talking about ranking them.
Oh, well, I'm just going by stats. We're going by stats.
Okay, you want to go by stats.
I mean, do you want me to? Do you want me to?
Yes, we did. I sure did.
Yeah, that was great. That was great. Sorry, Mayor. Listen. Look, all right, here we go. You ready?
Yes. Pull the hat down. Okay, so he stepped away. I'm going to tell you right now, his pick is going to be somebody that just played today. I'm not going to say who. If you saw who played them games today, and you saw what happened with the scores themselves, you know who his pick is going to be. He's jumping ship. That's what he's doing right now. He's getting himself together for that. Robert, why do you hate football, man? Listen.
Robert hates football because he's an idiot. Robert hates football because he's an idiot. That's why he hates it. And there you go. Listen,
That's his pick.
Jordan
sticking-
Ta'amu right
I'm
now
sticking with my pick.
he is. Look at what the Battlehawks did without AJ. He is the MVP. Okay, well okay. They still won without him. So that doesn't make him the most valuable player on that.
Yes,
team.
it does. It still makes him the
Won.
MVP.
They still won.
Okay.
They still won without him.
Okay.
But anyways, listen, Jordan. Just over the last 4 games, dude. Right? Yeah, Jordan has always been great. He's always been humbled. I mean, you're talking 1,400 over 1,400 yards, 114, 187s. Completions to attempts, 7.8 yards per attempt, 61% completion ratings. Here's the shocking stat. Are you ready? 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. 1 pick.
And he's got
2 now because he had the games today.
And then all 4 of his touchdowns today were on 3rd down. All 4 of his. Let me repeat that. All 4 of Jordan Ta'amu's touchdowns tonight was on 3rd down. And then he had 2 of them that broke for 40 plus.
He had a 70-yarder touchdown today.
That's why I said 40 plus.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
more
that's
than
right.
40.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. My bad.
So that lets you know right there. Yeah, he's moving up them rankings on MVP. You know what? As much as I wanted to deny it, it's looking good.
My bad. My bad. He had 4 touchdowns and no interceptions and threw for 247.
Right. Today.
When does Dirty Ta'amu tattoo? What is this? AJ doesn't throw 3 picks and underthrows balls left and right like Torino did, but it's hard to go against Ta'amu right now by the way he's playing.
It is.
Look, and
really
you're
hard.
right. With Torino, with him, this is the first time that he's played quarterback or in a long time. So he did have a rough start of the game. But as the game went on, he got better. You could see him starting to look through his progressions, looking at different receivers and stuff like that.
He owes
you know what I mean?
Sterling some dinner.
Oh, so yeah, definitely.
He owes Sterling some dinner, dude.
So I'll take that back. Jordan has got 14 touchdowns and 1 pick. 1 pick.
He's been very smart with the ball. And it's all in thanks to Fred Costa's offensive coordinator. He's telling him to be smart with the ball. And Jordan took a bunch of nasty hits tonight. I mean, a bunch of nasty hits, and he stayed within it. And I know that Derek King needs some clock, man, but I'm like, I would even utilize him. I would need Jordan for the whole 60 minutes.
I mean, the way he's playing, I mean, yeah, I would too.
Because that's kind of hurting De'Aaron, but at the same time, man, Jordan is hot. He's hot, and you got to keep him out there. And that offensive line got to keep protecting him. Just protect him, man. Like literally. I know we talk so much about him, but look at the play that he has on the field. 4 touchdowns ain't no fluke, man.
And look, and I'm gonna give it to this. I mean, that. No, I was just looking at that. Jack Cohn's got 5. Paxton Lynch has 4. Kurt and Jawan Pass and Ryan Sutton, they all have 1 each. You know,
Reed said it. Yeah, they got 1 each.
Yeah,
but at the same time, man, it's like. And mind you, Peyton Lynch's touchdowns.
Murphy says it right here. Ryan Murphy.
Paxton Lynch's is all on Orlando. So
yeah, Ryan Murphy says it right here. Good Lord, John Ta'amu is a freaking beast. He doesn't turn the ball over like he did in 2020. And I mean, listen, from when we had Jordan till now, it's a totally different player. His mindset's a totally different player mindset. I mean, like you could now really start to see the influences like that the quarterbacks that he was sat behind with Mahomes and the coaches that coached under him and you guys know I hate the Chiefs. I hate Andy Reid because he looks like a big giant tampon when he wears all of his red, you know.
Yeah, you see how much it made you laugh? Look, exactly my point. But make your point, please, because
But-
you're gonna break yourself.
You can see the progression in the way Jordan has played. He's become a much, much smarter quarterback. And in this league, he might be the smart. I mean, look, you guys can sit here and say I have a man crush all you want, but you can't deny what this guy has done over the last 4 weeks as being the smartest player in this league. And let's just not mind you. He's also in the tops in rushing. Happy Easter to you, RC. You know, yeah.
And right, that one right there, Jordan led the USFL in passing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Making people spit out their beer now, man. Look at you. But listen, it's fantastic stuff. Like, for real, man. Just seeing him evolve like this.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to blame me, I'll take the blame, because I sent him a message before the game on Saturday wishing him well, and that he was going. I hope that he had a great game, and he had one.
Had another great game.
So, you know? As
we could have seen another overtime. We could have seen another overtime.
But we got two. We got two.
Like,
because not to mention these guys.
So here's what you do realize this, Arlington, right? The Battlehawks and Houston actually did something too that was really interesting, because they actually broke a record. Houston did for most sacks by a player, which I can't even think of the dude's name now.
Trent Harris
broke the record for most sacks in an XFL season, right?
That defense is something else, man. Hey, shout out to Javon Mason. I got a chance to interview him a couple weeks ago before the game against Houston, or matter of fact, last week. And he is a character. I love it, man.
Well, speaking of that, All Hawk One wants us to get him on our show.
Who is that?
Trey, the guy you were just talking about.
Oh,
Mason.
No, he said he want to put Smith over.
No, I put him up because he wants.
He wants Trevon Mason.
Yeah,
we'll have to see what we can do.
Yeah, you know the guy.
Yeah. Yes, we talked about that a little bit. Why did DiNucci ask Jim why he not go for one? Because Jim wanted to go for the win. He did not want to play for overtime. And you got to respect that.
You got to respect it, but at the same time, let's really look at it. You gotta respect it, but there were Battlehawk players yelling, they didn't want to go for the tie, and they wanted to go for the 3, and Coach Beck said, no, we're going for the tie, right? Let's take our chances in there, right? You heard it in today's game with the Brahmas and
Roughnecks.
You heard somebody yell, why aren't we going for the 3? No, let's go for the tie, right? I think Jim is just so tired of DiNucci's attitude. I think if Jim Haslett had his way, I don't think he'd have DiNucci as his quarterback next year. Because you heard him he goes, why would you throw that ball when it was deflected? And he's like,
can we talk about why Ben DiNucci thinking that he is hot crap and he's not?
Well, hey, listen, he said, why aren't we going for the tie?
And that's the thing that Ben DiNucci needs to recognize. You're not the damn coach.
That is true. I agree with you.
You're not the coach. You're a player. You listen to whatever the hell that I say, whether you don't like it or not. You're the player. You don't run me. And that's Ben DiNucci's problem.
No,
that's why he had the careless interception. Yes, I'm going back to that. It was careless. It was careless.
Seattle.
Seattle. No, I ain't loving those. I'm not liking DiNucci though.
You need to.
No. Because he's thinking he's running the damn place, and he's not doing that.
Ryan Murphy says that DC defender's defense is freaky.
Yeah, but they do give up big plays.
It's true. Yes, he was the same in Dallas. What's up, Kevin? How are you?
Like, I get it, dude. You want some glory, man, but you're acting like I'm trying to think. If there's a movie.
Ooch.
Was there a movie where they had a quarterback like that?
Yeah, it was.
Can you think of anything?
Yeah, it was called Bo Callahan.
No, he didn't have no moment like that.
You know what? It was called The Last Boy Scout.
Okay, I got you.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I do.
If you guys have
Yes, I
never
do.
seen The Last Boy Scout, go back and watch it because that's been DiNucci in a few years.
Wow, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with this one. I agree with that.
But I mean, listen though, look, I'm going to use a good old reference. Controversy creates cash.
Cash, right?
That's what DiNucci does, man. I mean, that's what makes it so exciting to watch. DiNucci
yeah, at the end of the day, right? Because he says a lot of times you're not going to catch me, which I can applaud that because you're a quarterback and you need to get away from me. And yeah, he's a cocky little son of a gun, man. But at the end of the day, dog, you ain't gonna deride your coach because he's choosing to play it safe.
I agree with you. You shouldn't. I 100% agree with you. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are ever in San Antonio for the championship game, make sure you go to the Alamo Brew Company and get some Alamo and get some Brahma beer.
May 13th is the XFL championship game. Right now, we got two teams in their playoff spots. DC, who got their spot tonight, and so did Houston. After was it 17-15 in overtime themselves, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm never speechless. Never.
Hey, the day he's speechless, boy, the show ends. I get
the day I'm speechless, this show is done.
The show is over, man.
All the shows are done.
The day that Dirty cannot really say anything is the day this is the last.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last XFL show.
People actually think this is the last show. It's not. That's just when I'm speechless. But anyways, so I was actually really happy, right? I was actually really happy. You're right. You're right, Ryan Murphy, that the Battlehawks did give up some big plays. Look, here's what we're seeing, though. We're seeing that these guys are still, look, I know, again, that's what I'm going to talk about. ESPN advertised May 13th as a Sunday. It's not. That's Mother's Day. It's Saturday, May 13th, ESPN. Look at this. Here we go. We got another Joseph Hammond. He's going to be there in San Antonio. So that's going to be good. What is this? What does he say here? Sorry if you talked about it already, but STL needs to win. Yes, they definitely do need to win.
He's asking if they win. It's a lock that we are in. Here's the thing. They're in right now. They need for them to get a potential home game. They need to win out. They need to win against.
To lose the next two, which I don't think that's going to happen. Don't think.
Sorry, Jimmy. They're going to annihilate the Renegades next week.
Oh yeah, they're going to. They're going to.
And Arlington's on the road, going to DC. Yeah, I don't see that happening. Not the way this team is playing.
Now, speaking of back to what we were saying about the playoffs, I was actually happy that they actually finally admitted that the home teams, it was funny, Arlington, because we were talking about this. We're like, have they ever, just last week, we talked about this earlier this week on the shows. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Thursday we talked about it, right? For Fear the Lemon Snake, yes. We talked about how they have not announced if the home team is going to get to cover, is going to get
the division winner. The division winner gets the home
game. They never mentioned it. Never mentioned it at all. All they ever said was the top two teams. Here's another thing, Arlington. Have you seen the North Championship Trophy? Have you seen the South Championship Trophy?
You don't get one.
Have you seen the XFL Championship Trophy yet?
I seen 2020s.
I've seen 2020s.
I saw 2020 trophy.
One.
I wonder if I still have it.
I haven't seen the North Championship, the South Championship, nothing. We just finally got, with 2 weeks left into the season, the team that wins their division gets a home game. Finally, we got that. So I'm actually I have to applaud the XFL.
He's applauding the XFL, folks. That's
Right.
what he's saying.
Actually, no. What I'm saying is, where is our North Championship? Where is our South Championship?
We don't know
Where is
yet.
our XFL trophy?
Oh,
Now here's
I'm
what's gonna
pretty
happen.
sure that will be revealed getting closer towards XFL championship.
I
I
have a
think
feeling it's
I
gonna-
think I think that happens around that time period.
Yeah. But I'm just
So
saying.
no worries. I don't think
you
there's no
know,
worries for that.
I mean, listen. At the very first USFL game last year, Daryl Johnson was walking around with the USFL championship. Just saying.
Did he?
Yes. You don't remember? Just saying.
Whatever.
Just saying.
I guess they want to make sure that they have the right design for this, and they didn't want to use for what they were going to throw out for 2020.
Hey.
Oh no,
Hey,
no.
look. Hey. You know what? Here's what I think. I think it's just gonna be, they're just gonna announce that The Rock's gonna come out, and here's gonna be Dirty Kerry going, "Hey, Rock, let me ask you a question."
Go ahead, sir. Really? That's what you're doing?
Yeah, if you could have COVID or be a bottle of Terramana tequila, which one would you pick?
The tequila.
Oh, thank God! I thought you was gonna say COVID-19.
Stupid. You so stupid. Yeah, I agree with this. Keep the trophy surprise
Hey,
when
look,
time comes, man.
I hope that's what it is. I hope that's.
And as long as they like, we need
yeah.
at least a preview of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's look at this really. I mean, in the South is still wide open. San Antonio is still in this game, right? San Antonio still has a chance to get in there. Arlington basically controls their destiny, right?
Yes.
Houston is in there. Houston could still actually lose out and still get second place. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, they won't.
No, well,
they got a great division record. They are undefeated.
All right.
They're undefeated in the division right now. All their losses right now are to North Division teams.
It doesn't tell us they're home. It doesn't.
Houston lost to DC.
Okay.
St. Louis.
Okay.
And Seattle.
That's right. Harry Carey does not approve.
So, but that goes to show you that the other 5 games they're against division opponents, and they have a chance at the end of the season to go undefeated. The same goes. I take that back. DC has won their division because they have a 6-0 record. They beat everybody twice.
They beat everybody in our division. Yeah.
They have a 6. So no matter what, at this case, DC is going to have the number 1 record. There's only way that they would go against it if they
would go by points. It would go by points after that.
Right. If they don't win the next 2 games, but I just don't see that happening.
The Renegades in DC. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. And oh man, my poor Brahmas.
They're gonna have to deal with another. Yeah. So you might. I would just go ahead and give today, as we are at April the 6th. Excuse me, April the 9th.
Yeah.
Give the division to DC and just you got to win in DC. I know it's any given weekend, and something could happen, and something drastic could happen, but at least from a divisional standpoint, DC pretty much got that in the bag.
Well, I mean, okay, so then Houston's got to play the Vipers in next week, and then they have the Renegades.
Right.
So I mean, look, here's what we do know, Arlington. You said it in week 6. You wanted chaos, right? The chaos started in week 7.
I kind of wish
started in week 7.
I kind of wish that Seattle would have won, but then again, if Seattle would have won, it hurts the Battlehawks.
Scott, it does. Listen, Arlington is right. It does not matter. Even if Jordan gets hurt, the Battlehawks can go no higher than 2, the 2 seed.
They would literally have to win out, and then the DC would have to lose the next 2.
Still wouldn't matter because DC has the tiebreaker against us because we'd have the exact same record, and DC would have the tiebreaker against us.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. DC Wait, yeah, because they've only lost one game,
right? And
So
the
that would put
Battlehawks
us-
is off twice.
and the Battlehawks have last try. So yeah, so they would have to lose out all the games, but I just don't see it happening. Don't see it happening.
I don't. Especially
Yeah.
with San Antonio's mess that they got.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you could play De'Aaron King the entire game and they'll still win.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yo, yeah, that's what I want to know. Was that Jorge Sombrero
Yes,
that was
it
thrown on the
was his-
field?
It was his sombrero.
I thought so. I was
No,
gonna do it.
No, the player took it. Okay, let's get back to the overtimes.
Yes.
How exciting were those for both games?
Hey, to actually see them in action was fantastic. To actually see them in action was great.
See right here, good. At least look, Ball Hog 1 says it. I don't see us as a number 1 seed, and he is a
And
home.
neither do I.
Yeah,
neither
see
do
right
I.
here, Robin, who was there, said yes, it was. You know, okay, yeah, they lost to Orlando, but they only lost to Orlando by 1 point, so it still does.
What is that supposed to? What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean,
Hey, yeah, y'all better be on your knees praying that both Arlington and San Antonio helps out the Battlehawks. But that means, even with that being said, St. Louis still got to do their job.
right. Now, here's the real question you have to ask yourself, though, Arlington, with these 2 overtime games. Yeah, you're right. They could lose both.
So can the Battlehawks. That doesn't mean anything.
Orlando beat the best team in the league. What's to say Orlando can't come in and beat St. Louis?
Hey, right now Orlando is saying, just like Vegas and soon to be San Antonio, if I can't get in, you can't get in.
Right. So here's the thing I like. Let's talk about the overtimes. Like the dome was shaking, literally shaking.
How crazy that both games were in the dome.
In the dome, both games were in the dome. This is what I loved. And Scott, I hope so. Listen, I'm just going to be happy we get to the playoffs. That's all I'm going to care about. All I care about, right? But how great was this in San Antonio, Arlington? Now, I was at the dome. It was loud. Very loud, okay? Very, very loud. But let me tell you something. For those little 12,000 measly fans down there in San Antonio, those rowdy, good old Texans down there, they put up a pretty damn good crowd, pretty damn good noise up against the Battlehawks for having 35,000 in their stadium.
I don't think they can make the place shake with 12,000 compared to 35.
I don't think they made the place shake, but here's what I loved what ESPN did. ESPN was like, hey, start taking the fans and let's move them to the end zone where this is happening at to get a better optics on TV. I thought that was ingenious that they did that. I thought that was absolutely great. Yeah, see right here, just like Joe says, if St. Louis loses next week and St. Louis and Seattle are tied in the standings at the end of the season, how would they determine who the number 1
They'll
seed
determine the division. They'll do head-to-head division record and points.
Yes, division and points. Ryan Murphy, guess what? The B-Hawk Live Show, me, Amanda, we had Fan Dave, Arlington. We were part of that 24,000 plus. We were part of it.
And when I was there, it felt like being in the dome.
Mm-hmm.
To me, I can't speak for nobody else.
I just think it was, go ahead.
It had Dome at America Center feel to it.
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
I'm looking around the area and I'm like, man, if I could close my eyes for a second, I would have thought I was in the Dome at America Center. Just about how the atmosphere was. The only difference was the colors in the stadium and the colors on the field. That was it. Mm-hmm. But the whole way that the brick and stuff was made up, you would have thought that's the Dome at America Center, the way that place was electric.
Yeah, so, I mean, it was unbelievable. And I loved how ESPN said, okay, let's change this. That's like the old wrestling trick, right? Let's put everybody on the hard camera side, right? To where it looks better. Okay, you're on the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
And what do? Let's put everybody over here in the end zone. to give it the best look. Is the North is, I mean, hey, look, the North is like the NFC in the NFL from 84 to 97. Very well. See, like here, what Amanda said, one of the best experiences I had was in San Antonio. I'm unbelievable. And listen, as much as I would have loved to have the championship here in St. Louis, I think San Antonio deserves it. I really do, because
And also from a space perspective, let's keep that in mind, folks. You guys in St. Louis already know how bad it is down there at the Dome and the surrounding areas around it. Compared to San Antonio, there's a bit more open space in that area, right? And then I know a little bit of parking can be a little bit of an issue because it's in outside parking is in a neighborhood, but they're more welcoming over there than they would be in St. Louis compared to where that's parking.
Yeah. Oh yeah. San Antonio is the perfect. Listen, after what I experienced in San Antonio, San Antonio is you go to San Antonio. You go to San Antonio. Yeah.
Explore St. Louis. Fix this today. Not tomorrow. Today. Like you need to do this. Like you should do this a year ago. But since y'all don't have a lot of events and stuff going down, which is kind of odd to me in retrospect, at least like the Dome, the Alamo Dome had a Johnny Rockets in there. I gotta have these little minuscule burgers and crap in St. Louis. It tastes horrible.
Here, Ryan says, I gotta say that San Antonio is an awesome sports town. Absolutely, absolutely. They got a team that's 2-8, and they still put in 12,000 on Easter Sunday. Hey, I mean, listen, Joe, if you can do it, I'm telling you, dude, take the drive. It's very well worth it. Take the drive to go.
He's hoping that the championship game is going to be in St. Louis. I hate to break it to every last one of you. It ain't happening.
I don't think they're going to move. Again, we've talked about this before on the show. I don't think they're going to move operations outside of Texas for a few years, right? You know, yeah, right here. Look, see, Ballhawk does the stage to help raise money. Ask 30, he did. You know, the Dome does now have a High Point concession stand. I'll give you that.
Okay.
But, and listen, until you guys go to San Antonio, I'm telling you, man, it's a totally different feel for St. Louis. Okay, so then there you go, buddy. Then you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, we're telling you, this is a totally different feel, man. Like, they're loving you outside of the stadium. They are loving you outside of the stadium. And then once you get in there, then they're like, oh, no, now you're a piece of trash. But outside the stadium, you're walking around, you're handing food, they're giving you beer, they're giving you whatever it is you want. Food, whatever. But you get inside the stadium, then it's a little different, right?
Yeah, because now you're the fan for the opposing team.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's a totally different feel. And it's like Arlington said, it's much more spacious around the Alamo Dome than it is
now,
the Dome of America.
I will admit, it's a bitch to get up in there.
It is.
It's a bitch to get in the Alamo Dome. It's a bitch to get up in there, man. I can't help but say that. Because what you have to do.
Dan Lopez goes, so basically STL is in Arlington, and Arlington are in LOL. Yes.
But yeah, it's hard. It's just because it's a great spot to go. It's really difficult to get in.
Hey, that's a good question. What happened to the Kroenke money? Talk to the St. Louis, St. Louis mayor. And
you can do that. St. Louis Sports Commission. You can talk to the mayor. Commission.
You could talk to
Explore St. Louis.
Explore St. Louis. You could talk to Dr. Sam Page. I think the money went in their pockets. So yeah, but you guys all be mad at Kroenke. Keep being mad at Kroenke. Yeah, they're the ones that took your money.
This is Dan's. I think this is Dan's prediction for the playoffs. Yeah, Houston versus Arlington. Houston versus DC. With DC winning it all.
I mean, look, I could very well see it. And I mean, Dan, you're right. Seattle can still make the playoffs if they win their next 2 games unless St. Louis loses. Yes. Ryan Murphy, St. Louis, San Diego, San Antonio, and Tampa are my
Now-
favorite cities in St. Louis or in the U.S.
One of those cities could be on the XFL's radar in sometime in the future, but I would love to see it there. And that's San Diego. I would love to see the XFL in San Diego because I would love to make a trip out there. California.
Amanda, delete that comment because I am not do not put that comment up. Do not put it up because I am so glad that we haven't. Yes, I'm not even gonna speak that into existence. But anyways, I mean, look, Arlington, you wanted the chaos. You talked about it in week 6. It started in week 7. Week 8, it is carrying over the chaos. We had 2. I mean, the odds of having again a first-year team in San Antonio, right? Having an overtime. The Battlehawks being, and in that game, there were records broke for most sacks done in a game, right? And then the Battlehawks being the team that did the first fake punt to score a touchdown, right? Then to have the very first overtime game and to be the team that win the very first overtime, right? Also, not just that, Arlington, they were also the first team to ever have a punt return for a touchdown. Remember,
Kick return.
Kick return.
It was a kick return.
And we also have the player who scored the first XFL touchdown in Austin Prohl. That don't count, but Austin Prohl scored the very first XFL touchdown with the Dragons in 2020.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Coincidental. But it was just all of these firsts that we saw this weekend. Like, I mean, yeah, right here. I mean, I love it. I think that's what we need to start calling them.
The cardiac calls.
The cardiac hawks or the cardiac calls. I love it.
The cardiac calls. I love it. I like that. The cardiac calls because they surely give you a heart attack.
Listen,
but that's been about St. Louis for a long time.
Not just St. Louis. If you're this team is giving you heart attacks
every week.
This team is giving you heart attacks.
DC is giving you a heart attack.
Giving you heart attacks.
Orlando is giving people heart attacks.
Listen, this has been, I mean, just unreal. The excitement and stuff.
The voiceless calls.
The voiceless calls. You know, as a St. Louis Missourian and San Diego, I went to boot camp there. Thank you for your service, Ryan. We really do appreciate that. So I mean, if you've not had a roller coaster year with the XFL,
you're missing out.
You're missing out because
you're truly missing out.
I mean, this has just been such an amazing season. This week's games were just so. I mean, the game against Seattle and DC, unreal.
Like, I will say, 3 out of the 4 games.
No, Oakland would not be a good choice. Champ, quit posting Oakland. They are not a good choice. They lost the Raiders. They're getting ready to lose. They just lost they lost the Warriors. They're getting ready to lose. They're getting ready to lose the A's. So, no, Oakland is not a good choice anymore for anything.
I got to say that the 3, I guess we got guys in the comments. Thank you for your service, by the way, Joseph Heyman. My thing is we had 3 out of the 4 games.
And to Ball Hawk 1. Thank you guys for your service. So, I'll take San Diego.
3 out of the 4 games this week. Both games went down. We had 2 overtime games and then one that literally went down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them. I mean, even the Arlington-Orlando game went to the wire. Case in point, last drive, Quinn Dormady going back for a pass, he fumbles.
Mm-hmm.
That ends the game.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't sit here and say that all 4 games are trash. They weren't. Now, granted, they were slow moving, but it had great endings. And that is the most important thing, was getting down to the wire. And it brought that. But anyway, don't put it up. But anyway, but my thing is
St. Louis.
But
That's all I got to say about that.
also at the same time, this is what the league wanted. Is where we're at now. Is fun, chaos,
Mm-hmm.
following your favorite team and seeing, who got a chance to get into the playoffs. And we got two teams, and then we had two teams that didn't make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, you still have to support them. I'm going to watch the games regardless. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'll be at the Vegas and Houston game on Saturday, wrapping up the home season for the Roughnecks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting a chance to see Jalen McClendon out there myself. I wonder if Brent Hundley is going to ever get another chance to even play out there again. So even for Houston, they still need to win that game just so they can wrap up the division.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Because a win and an Arlington loss gives them the division championship.
I like this. Columbus, Ohio would have been a good spot for the XFL team since they wanted to wait too long to grab Canton, Ohio. Hey, I mean, look,
Canton doesn't have a team. They just have
a hub.
That's it. They don't have a team out there, so they still can get one.
Let's look at it, Arlington. So you were talking about the scores for this weekend, right? So let's really look at it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we've all wanted, just competitive playing football, right? And actually, Arlington, believe it or not, every single game this weekend, the Nooch Quad Cities, I could have that. Texas needs some more. Listen, I hate to say it. I think Texas could support more teams down there. I don't want any more teams.
Austin would want one. Austin would want a team.
But let's really look at it. Every single game, Arlington, this was, I'm going to look, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the first week, okay, since week 5. This is the first week since week 5 that every single game, right, was won by one possession. Actually, no, 3 points or less. Actually, this is the first time where most games have been by a possession. This is the first time in XFL history of this year that every game this week was won by 3 points or less. Are you ready?
The Battlehawk game was won by 4 points.
17-21. Okay, 4 points, whatever. Still close enough. Whatever. Orlando, and that's dirty math.
That part.
That's dirty math.
That part.
Orlando, Vegas, 18-16. San Antonio, 17-15. DC and the Seattle game that we just watched, 34-33. I mean, come on. Yes, and I'm going to say it right now, Brett. Steve Spurrier is needed in Orlando. Steve Spurrier. I'm saying the rest of the show, Spurrier. I'm not saying another word, but Spurrier.
You serious?
Spurrier.
You serious?
Spurrier.
Okay.
Stop it.
All right. You serious, right? You serious, right? You serious?
Hey.
No. You said Spurrier the rest of the show, right?
I'm going back to look at some more scores.
All right. So 4 points the first game, 2 the second game, 2 the third game, and 1 in the final game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we've had anything close like that all season long. Not like that.
As I'm going back and I'm looking.
No, not like this. Not because every game was impactful.
Mm-hmm.
To a certain extent. Like you had 2 teams that was trying to fight back to get into the playoff race. Both now, the one is now eliminated. Another could be eliminated the next week. You had 2 teams get into the playoffs, right? And you got 2 more teams that's sitting 3 teams trying to figure out if they can get into the playoffs.
Yeah, so I literally went back and looked. I went back and looked at every single game. and there was at least 2 of the games in every game were done by more than 2 possessions, won by 2 possessions. I mean, the only other time that it was close was week 1, where it was 22-20 Arlington to Vegas, 33-12 to Orlando to Houston, 18-15 to St. Louis to the Brahmas, and then 22-18 Seattle. Now, so that was the closest that it's ever been. Now, does St. Louis clinch with the win next week? Yes, because then we will hold the record. Then we will hold the tiebreaker head-to-head over Seattle. So, but the problem is we can't move up. The only way we can move up is DC's got to lose the rest of their games before we can go into first place. So DC has to lose out. We have to win out.
There's the record right now.
Right. We control our destiny. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, look, the Sea Dragons could probably still do it. They just have to beat St. Louis in St. Louis.
Correct. Man, that's the tough part.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tough part that you have to recognize at this rate in the season.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the standings there. And then here's the standings for the South.
And again, believe it or not, the weird thing is that San Antonio is still in this.
Still in it.
Now next week they could be eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're playing DC.
No, is it them?
Yeah, hold on, I'll tell you in a minute.
I think Arlington's playing DC. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
they have Orlando.
Oh yeah,
Orlando's going to try to keep San Antonio from getting in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. So it is Orlando. Houston plays Vegas. Yeah. So
those are the playoff scenarios for this week. Man, we did good for tonight.
Now here in Arlington, here's the other thing too. Because I saw somebody had posted something about St. Louis, right?
Okay.
Saying that if St. Louis was smart, we could break 200,000 fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. People are like, "Oh, you're an idiot." Okay, sure, cool. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, you are.
All we really need to do is average 45,000 the next 2 games, which I think we can.
I don't think you can, dude.
Well, whatever. Yes, and
Yes, that is the game of the week next week.
Good night, Brett. What does USUM mean? I have no idea.
Oh, those are flags.
Oh, are they? Oh, the Marine in the United States Marine Corps. Got it. Yeah, got it. Okay.
Flags. Right.
Anyways, so there's a chance that the Battlehawks could pull over 200,000 in this season alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Seattle and St. Louis will be the game of the week. Now, if the XFL is smart, like Arlington said earlier in this game, they will open up the entire damn dome, the whole 67,000. Well, they can't because of the sky cam, so you could open it up to 60,000 if you really wanted to. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody had asked me, well, what is your total of fans for the entire year for the league? Arlington, we've said it before. If they could get between 450 to 500,000. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
I think they can still get to 500,000.
They're already over. I think they're already over that.
No, they were 400. It's 428 right now.
428. So they're at 428 with 2 weeks left. And guess what? They still have 2 games left in St. Louis.
I'm going to make a prediction with this one. I think where we're at, they're going to triple the second place attendance. Triple it. I don't think they're going to double it. I think they're going to triple it.
Now, I think this. I think if The Rock is going to come to St. Louis, Week 9 would be the game he's going to come to.
Week 9 is going to be the game where there's going to be more attended in St. Louis.
Right. Now, what if The Rock comes to Week 10?
What's the point?
And Matthew, you're right. But Matthew, you got to remember, you were a big proponent saying that we needed The Rock at these games, and now you're seeing it that we don't. You're right. We never did really need The Rock, and we told you guys he was just going to be the face of the league. Told you that, guys. See, okay, Ballhawk 1 is saying to draw a crowd Week 10. Okay, I can see it, but I'm telling you right now, If there's a game The Rock's going to come to, it's going to be the Week 9 game, because that's going to be. We just literally
It's a big one.
what people don't realize is we literally just had the biggest game of the XFL outside of the championship game. Just now. That literally happened an hour and a half ago. Yeah. You ain't lying. They have a major marketing problem. We'll talk about that too. And
We'll talk about that on Tuesday. I don't want to talk about it tonight.
Right, yeah. This is about praising the league. They literally, this game against DC and Seattle was the biggest game of the year so far. Because
no, man.
Dude, think about it.
We're going to do a top 10 games of the year then, right?
I didn't say it was a top 10 game.
No, listen, I said we're gonna have to. You and I are gonna have to do a top 10 game.
Okay.
10 games of the year.
You don't think this was an important game for the league?
Oh, absolutely.
You don't think this was the biggest game to date for the league?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, again, and I will say it right now, Matthew, you were right. Next week's game is even going to be bigger than this week's game. Outside of the championship.
Don't get me wrong. The game was awesome. It was awesome. Everything about it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't have an overtime game and you finally get an overtime game and you see how, listen, you get 2 of them. You don't get 1 for the weekend. You get 2.
Okay, hold on. Just because you're in Houston and you're starting to become a homer for the Roughnecks, and just because I'm in St. Louis and I'm supposed to be a homer for the Battle.
Honestly, that wasn't even the best game to me. The best game was Orlando DC because Orlando got a win against the number 1 team in the.
No. I'm talking. Listen, I'm talking about with implications of everything. This was the game.
That didn't have implications. Orlando was still in the playoff race when they got the win.
That's true.
Thank you.
Listen, and Matt might be right. Matthew might be right here. Best weekend in the XFL ever. He might be right. Week 8 might have been the best one. You know, like right here, look. He goes, I'm with Dirty. This game should have been on ABC to draw more attention on a Sunday night during Easter. It should have been.
It should have, but you know already, folks, what they're going to broadcast on that time slot.
American Idol.
They're going to, the one that's actually giving them some money. They're getting the money for that. So, right. When the XFL, and it all delves to us, the more that you keep involving with the XFL, the more chances you'll have opportunity.
I don't know about that because Orlando played a really good, solid game against the Renegades today.
It was big. It was big turnover prone. That's the only problem. But it still was a solid where anybody still could have won that game.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, you're right. I mean, this possibly was the best weekend. We got 2 overtimes, right? We had 2 teams that were basically battling for the first place and second place spot in a division, right?
Yeah. And we had another game that was less than 3 points. We had 2 points.
I mean, listen, but we've said this about the Renegades defense. It's the exact same defense we had in 2020. They are a ball hawking defense. That's a defense that Jay Hayes has cooked up. They go after the ball.
Hey, and whoever plays them and whoever plays the Houston Roughnecks in the South Division, hell, even in the championship, just because you may have beaten them before, don't mean that you can beat them again.
No.
So just keep that in mind.
I think Perez is a great addition to that Renegades team.
It'll definitely make that matchup a whole lot more intriguing.
Oh, it's going to. It's definitely going to. You know, all right, Arlington, we've been going for an hour and a half.
Yeah, dude, we need to get up off.
We do. You're right. Football does happen. But hey, thank you to everything. This league is wide open. You're absolutely right. Next week we'll break down, Tuesdays we'll break down the games even a little more like we do. And then on Thursday, we will give you guys our picks and tell you what to be looking for in the break. And you are right. Perez is a big time upgrade. No, I am not doing any hot water. That is only on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
All right, gang. Hey, hit the music so we can get up out of here, man.
Check us out on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock with me, the Queen Hyena, and Daddy Ed. Ain't that his name now? Daddy Ed?
Daddy Ed, yeah.
Yeah, Daddy Ed. As we talk all Battlehawk stuff. Arlington, anything else we got to say? Oh, by the way, we'll see you guys Tuesday, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time.
See you later, guys.
Yeah.